What's up, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Industrial Packaging Podcast with me, your host, Nathan Dube, Digital Marketing Specialist at Industrial Packaging. On today's episode, we are going to discuss the top 6 Tamper Evident Packaging Materials, types, uses, and benefits. So without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. If you have products that require protection, such as supplements and pharmaceuticals, Tamper Evident Packaging is a must-have for your business. From induction seals to shrink bands, there are many different types of Tamper Evident Packaging Materials. Working with Tamper Evident Packaging Materials and helping people to choose the right option for their products is a long-running tradition here at Industrial Packaging. In today's episode, we will take a look at the top 6 Tamper Evident Packaging Materials and discuss the uses, applications, and benefits of each. Our goal with this episode is to teach you about your options for Tamper Evident Packaging so that you can choose the right material for your products. Coming in hot at number 1, we have shrink bands. Shrink bands, also known as seal bands, are one of many types of protective packaging and are Tamper Evident materials created from plastic. They are small sleeves of shrink film that are shrunk around product containers. Shrink bands are sometimes perforated to be user-friendly. Shrink bands match the specific size of the top of a container. You typically find these around the cap of products such as pill bottles, pickle jars, eyedroppers, essential oil containers, cough medicine, and other similar products. To reiterate, a shrink band is a ring made from soft plastic. The ring is put around the product's cap. Next, heat is applied to the ring, resulting in uniform shrinking of the ring around the cap. This process is generally carried out with a heating element such as a heat tunnel or heat gun. Shrink bands are an excellent example of Tamper Evident packaging supplies. If products using a shrink band are tampered with or damaged, the shrink band shows that the product has been compromised. Coming in at number 2, we have Overwrap. Overwraps are pieces of plastic film that have been wrapped around a product and sealed with heat or adhesives. For example, the cellophane plastic covering on a pack of cigarettes is an application of overwrapping that is commonly used. Overwrapping gives the product an air of cleanliness, protection, and quality. Overwraps also provide an opportunity for branding because they can be printed on with multiple colors, text, and visual components. Overwrapping differs from shrink film in that the overwrap is wrapped around the product in a different way. After overwrap is placed around your product, the flaps of the plastic are tucked and sealed by a machine. Shrink film, on the other hand, is plastic that shrinks to form around the product package via exposure to a heating element such as a shrink tunnel. Next up, we have lidding films. Lidding films have been a staple of Tamper Evident packaging for quite some time now. If you've ever eaten yogurt or bought over-the-counter pain medication, chances are you removed a lidding film before consumption of the item inside the container. Lidding films are plastic, metal, or bio-based materials used on a ton of different products where freshness is essential. For example, when you buy a tub of yogurt after you remove the plastic lid, there is usually a lidding film made from aluminum underneath. Lidding films are sealed to some type of container. They may or may not feature a small tab in the corner for the customer to peel back. Peeling the tab or the corner, if it doesn't have a tab, of the film generally results in the lidding film being removed from the container that it is sealed to. Some forms of lidding films are used with MAP or modified atmosphere packaging to keep your products fresh for as long as possible. You see MAP applications in lidding films primarily for meat, poultry, fish, and vegetables. If you're interested in learning more about modified atmosphere packaging, visit our blog at industrialpackaging.com. Up next, we have resealable stand-up pouches with tearaway lids. Stand-up pouches first made a splash back in the 90s with the obvious shelf appeal for a particularly well-known kids' beverage. Since then, they have come a long way and are fast becoming the chosen flexible packaging material for countless products for thousands of brands. Today, you can find everything from industrial hemp to granola, from candy to toys, and millions of other items in between, packaged in resealable stand-up pouches. The meteoric rise of popularity for resealable stand-up pouches stems from the fact that they can be easily branded with vivid color and design aesthetics. In addition to that, they help save you money because they take up less shelf space. From an environmentally conscious perspective, stand-up pouches take up less space in landfills and are one of the most environmentally friendly materials currently available. Furthermore, they can be resealed after initially opened. These pouches have become widespread across various product lines, and this can be seen by browsing your local supermarket. There are also child-proof resealable pouches that are used in pharmaceutical applications as well as medical marijuana dispensaries that help protect children from getting into things that they shouldn't. In this respect, resealable pouches have a vast and varied selection of potential applications for countless products throughout multiple different markets. Moving on from there, we come to induction seals. Induction seals are packaging supplies made from induction heating thermoplastic materials. You will commonly find induction seals on the inside of pill bottles. Generally speaking, it will be a multiple material lid, most often aluminum, wax, paper pulp, and/or plastic, with a piece of plastic protruding from the top. This is meant to be gripped and pulled to remove the seal from the bottle. These seals are most commonly found on drug, food, and liquid containers and used for items which have a long shelf life. Induction seals act as a tamper-evident substrate which, if torn, alerts the consumer to the potential tampering or damage to the product before they consume it. Induction seals help to keep your product from leaking, preserve freshness, alert you to tampering, and produce an all-around superior product. Finally, we come to Tamper Evident Tape. Tamper Evident Tape utilizes a security seal for shipping pallets, boxes, crates, and various other types of containers. Once you have applied this tape to a surface, it cannot be removed without triggering tamper evidence. The tamper evident tape will leave a message behind such as open or void on the remaining tape after the attempted removal. And there you have it. These are the top 6 tamper evident packaging materials and their uses. If you did not find a material here that you had expected to be on the list, please reach out to us at industrialpackaging.com. It is very likely that we will be able to help you with your packaging needs or point you in the right direction to the proper solution elsewhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for another episode of the Industrial Packaging Podcast with me, your host, Nathan Dube, Digital Marketing Specialist at Industrial Packaging. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you'll tune in for the next one. But until then, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.